coming back!
You know, it's been 5 days now, around about, since Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 was announced at Sony's press conference, E3 2018, okay? I ideally wanted to get a live reaction for this channel and for myself to look back upon when I'm older and think, yeah, those are some good times. However, I've been very confused over the last 5 days or so now, because for the majority, all that's been on my mind is this fucking game. Now, if you're new to the channel or you don't know me from Adam, then I'm going to tell you in one sentence, I'm an RE vet. Plain and simple. That's your sentence right there. However, to expand on that, I have been there since day one, since the first Resident Evil game came out on the PlayStation, and I, like many other people out there, I'm just quite passionate about this series, right? For the most part, because I'm an old school vet. You know, I'm not too keen on the newer games kind of thing. So, you know, without boring you even more so than I am right now, I'm just going to be saying that this game, this new game, Resident Evil 2, has given me everything from emptiness to sorrow to joy and excitement. And I'm going to go in more depth with those feelings and emotions in my story right now. But this trailer opened up with just out of the blue, and in the first 5 seconds I did think to myself, this could be it, because the graphics engine looked very familiar to the RE engine, and I found out that it is indeed the RE engine, but there was something about it that was a little bit different. So I kind of guessed it from there, and I totally missed. Because I was like, because I thought this might be the trailer, I was in shock. I was like, this might be it. This can't be it. This doesn't look right. I totally missed the PlayStation and the PlayStation controller. I just looked at the pizza. Because I was watching the actual conference, I wasn't watching the trailer. When it came on, everyone was laughing, and I thought, they're laughing at this pizza on the table, you know what I mean? But you're in the eyes of this rat, and you hear some ruckus. A character says a dialogue or two, and as soon as this character said, "You can't be here," I thought, do you know what, that fucking sounds a bit like what Leon could be like in this game. And then he went, "I'm placing you under arrest." And I went, this has got to be it. Some more ruckus happens, and then the fucking rat gets squished. This I thought was a fucking horrible thing to do, but at the same time it was, in a way, quite genius. They start the shot in the rat's like pupil, and it just slowly comes out of it. And obviously that, you know, a lot of us were thinking, I certainly was, that's Resident Evil. And then you saw the rat in its entirety, and I thought, is that a troll? Are they just doing that, or is this some kind of like, yeah, you know what it is, but we're gonna kind of cover it up by going outside of a rat's eye, you know what I mean? That kind of shot that they did. And I thought, this has got to be it. This has definitely got to be it. And then a cop falls down. It's like, this has definitely got to be it now. And then a fucking zombie's chewing on it with the fucking flesh coming out like that. And I thought, yeah, that's one I want to see. Horrible, really long and drawn out. I fucking hate that shit. This has definitely got to be fucking the Resident Evil 2 remake. Pop in the heads. Loads of people going off, and in the audience. And then there's that shot of Leon. Jesus Christ. And it was official. And at that moment, when I first watched it, I was quite empty. I felt quite empty. And I'll get into why I felt empty in a bit. And then the trailer played out, and it just seemed to me that the graphics weren't as good as I thought they were gonna be. And I know a lot of you anyone who's watching this, I'm like, what the fuck, the graphics are great, just hear me out on this one, alright? There's a shot not too far off from the beginning of the trailer, and it's more, look, big man, mistake. You do not hesitate. You know, that fucking... is this supposed to be Marvin? I said to myself. He doesn't look like Will Smith. He doesn't look like Will Smith. Marvin looked like Will Smith to me. What the fuck? But the animation reminded me of the Walking Dead Telltale series. That shot in that E3 trailer. It just looks so... There's a certain animation with... I'm doing this on purpose, by the way, with like Telltale series games. Like the way they move, the way they kind of... And how the graphics looked. I thought, this looks like a fucking Telltale game. Which isn't a bad thing for Telltale, but for this fucking game, I want fucking... But as the trailer played out, the graphics got better. And better. Especially when I saw the extra footage that plays at the beginning of the trailer. Not the E3 one, but the extended one. You know, it's like 2 minutes. I was like, where the fuck was that footage? I'll get onto that as well. But I saw this, and I was in shock. I literally, I was like that. My jaw was nearly on the floor. And I said to myself, I feel quite empty. This doesn't ring. The biggest thing I'm taking away from this trailer was that I didn't get any Resident Evil 2 vibes. Do you know, on that first viewing, I totally missed the liquor. Both scenes. That, what I now consider to be an awesome little shot of the liquor in the distance in the hallway, on the ceiling with its tongue, fucking attacking some police guy, and him screaming. I totally missed that, because I was just like, I was just thinking, I can't remember what I was fucking thinking. But I totally missed that. I think I missed quite a few things for the reasons I just mentioned. And then it was the end of the trailer before I knew it, and RE2. No sign of the word remake. No sign of the word remake. A buddy of mine, as soon as I watched that first trailer, I talked to a buddy of mine very briefly, and we got to talking, and the kind of play of words, what words mean. There's a difference between remake and a reimagining. This, as my buddy put it, is kind of a reimagining. And there is a difference. Not that I can explain it, because I'm a doo-doo head, but a remake is we are remaking it, and whenever I hear remake, it's we're keeping what it was. A reimagining is anything goes. Anything goes. A reimagining is we can do whatever we want now. It's a reimagining. We're using the fundamentals, but it's going to be our own story this time. I think that's what they're kind of doing in this one, you know, because, well, if you've seen the trailer and some gameplay demos of it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know what Resident Evil 2 is to begin with. You know, you've played the game. The trailer ended and I came away feeling empty, no Resident Evil 2 vibes whatsoever. I was disappointed, and I was like, this is shit. I can't believe they fucked this up. Actually, I can believe it. It's Capcom. I was really unhappy with it. Because, and this goes back to what I said earlier about feeling empty. We've all had our own idea of what this game could and should have been. For me personally, I've been waiting for this game for around about 15, 16 years by the time it comes out. Something like that. Because the remake came out on the GameCube, and after that, and I said this in one of my previous videos, after playing the remake on the GameCube, I was thinking, wow, what the fuck would Resident Evil 2 be like this? Right? 15, 16 years later, when the game comes out, it's as it is. There's something I forgot to mention about that trailer that really fucking got in my fucking heart, and that was, there's a shot of Leon. It just comes. It's just like brrr, like that. The music just hits brrr, like that. And you see Leon walking up towards the RPD building with the rain falling on him, and it's confirmed right there that it's over the shoulder. When I saw that, like that, Kano style, right? Yeah, that really, that it just made it with the music. It was just like, this is it. There's no shot now. There's no chance in hell of having a Resident Evil game with fixed camera angles. And you know, I'm a guy that puts himself in other people's shoes when I'm talking. And right now I'm talking to a fucking camera, but right now you're watching, you're listening to me. And if you're listening to me, you think, oh, this. If you're a young'un, you know, what the fuck does this old cunt know? This is a good fucking game. It looks fucking, you know. When you've grown up with the series and you know what you like, and when you've seen the series change, it is a bit the golden days, you know. You'll understand when you're older, kids. You'll understand when you're older. When Resident Evil 4 gets remade and it's fixed camera angles, which it won't be, you know, you'll be where a lot of us old schoolers were before this game came out. But I will say this, after having watched it a second and third time, so on and so forth, seeing the extra footage, the 2 minute or so extra footage that plays at the beginning of the E3 trailer, and the demos, which I'll get to very shortly, I have to say that I have warmed to it. I appreciate it. It looks like, from what they're doing, obviously using the RE engine, that it almost feels like, I'm going to be doing a lot of this, by the way, jumbled the fuck up. I've got notes here. Look at this shit. Don't know if you can see this, right? I've written fucking loads of notes. Right, this is page 1. That's page 2. Is this backwards to you? I can't really tell. That's page 3. I've made so many notes. Well, starting on page 4 right there. I could have written so much more because there's so much I want to talk about. Basically, it kind of feels like now, 2 things. Resident Evil 7 was a practice run. Hear me out. The second thing is that we're in a new universe now. Let me go on to the first bit. So Resident Evil 7 came out in January 24th, 2017, right? Great game. I was fucking pumped for it. I do like the game, you know. It doesn't necessarily feel like a Resident Evil game, but you know, I'm happy to include it in the series. Whatever. That's just how I feel. I rate the game as about an 8 out of 10. But one thing that makes me feel like that Resident Evil 7 was like a practice run, I kind of like, let's see how they take this, was obviously the RE engine, but also there's something that no one is talking about. When it comes to shooting zombies, okay? When it comes to shooting zombies in Resident Evil 2, if you look at this, when you shoot them in the head, for example, I swear down, the zombies react pretty much, if not the exact same way as the molded would if you shot them in the head. They do the same animations. Now, cast your mind back to RE7, okay? You had regular molded, those other molded with the weird arms that were made out of like a fucking sword or whatever the fuck it was. You've got the 4-legged molded, you've got those big fuckers, the big fucking molded, and yeah, that like puke on you, and that's pretty much it. But the thing with the regular moldeds, right, well, at least the ones that's the bipedal ones, right, there were different versions of them, even though they were the same, just in the sense of you had the fast versions and you had the slower versions. They all moved the same way, but some of them moved a bit faster, do you know what I mean? When you look at someone in the gameplay demo shoot one of the zombies in the head, they act, I swear down, more or less the exact same way as the molded, and that pissed me off. That's why it feels like Resident Evil 7 was like a testing ground for what this game was, which is a good thing really, because it shows if it is true. I doubt it is, but on this reality, if it is true, then it kind of shows that yeah, they are actually passionate about remaking this game. But what I hate is that couldn't you have just made some different animations for the zombies? Because I've played Resident Evil 7 enough to know where once shooting a molded's head, where its head is going to be after its animation's finished. I just got to point my gun at a particular area and wait for its head to get into that position. Because I know it. I didn't want it to be like that. Do you know what I mean? I did not want it to be like that. But I swear I'm not imagining this. But that kind of got to me a little bit. That's a nitpick. I understand that that's a nitpick. But as an RE vet, I got a fucking nitpick. The redesign of Leon, I'm down with. I like his voice actor as well. I think, I really do feel that Capcom have done a good job with getting Leon back down to his fucking rookie roots. He's not sure of himself. He's fucking green as fuck. There's a line at the end of that trailer, it's coming back. He's pretty shitted up there, do you know what I mean? And that is the Leon that I have always loved. Leon is my second favourite character behind Albert Wesker, right? Fucking of course. But Leon from Resident Evil 2, I don't like that cocky cunt from 4 and 6. I don't like him. He just seems like a generic action hero with no personality who gets everyone fucking killed. Everyone he meets dies, pretty much, who isn't part of the main cast. And even then, it's not... Oh god, don't talk about 6 because I'm just gonna fucking go off. The point is, I love Leon in Resident Evil 2 because he's just an average guy, regular guy. That's another reason why I think Biohazard 7 was a bit of a testing ground, because you play someone who isn't familiar with this environment, They used the same crosshairs, everything like that for Resident Evil 2. And it just makes me think, was Resident Evil 7 just a way to test it with the fans, but shake things up a bit by making the remake over the shoulder? On that subject, it's not just your typical over the shoulder. I will say this, it's a kind of different over the shoulder. It's almost third person. Well, it is third person, but it's just kind of different. The way you can move Leon and the camera at the same time, I'm not sure of the controls, but it just looks like it looks new, and it looks like I can get down with this. It's not just your typical over the shoulder third person shooter. And third person games, especially over the shoulder games, are hard. This is one of the reasons why I was worried about a third person Resident Evil 2 remake, because it's hard to pull it off these days because companies haven't shown us anything different, It's hard to pull off over the shoulder horror. Dead Space and Dead Space 2 are incredible games, especially the first one though. Dead Space is one of my favourite games of all time. And that's in third person, over the shoulder. Resident Evil 2 Remake, or Resident Evil 2 as it's known, is, to me, quite reminiscent of Dead Space. Totally different environment, but there's something about it. It's probably the fact that it is third person and it is actually genuinely scary now. The lighting, the moods, that sense of, what the fuck am I doing? Do you know what I mean? You knew where you were going in Dead Space, but it's just that you're out of your element. What the fuck is going on here? There's something just familiar about it. Am I wrong about this? If you feel the same way, let me know down in the comments. But there was a Dead Space vibe there for me, and obviously that was a plus. But the zombies are scary again. Zombies are scary again. And I was so impressed after watching the demo, just seeing the different variations of zombie, just the different models, the character models is what I mean, the men and women, they looked haunting, they looked frightening, It's just, it wasn't Ganados, and it wasn't Ganados with guns, and it was zombies again, and it was zombies done right. I can't, you know, hang on one sec. I can't remember the last zombie game that I played where I was like, fucking hell, there's a zombie here, ah, shit. I can't remember. Zombies, as we all know, are oversaturating the fucking market. I'm tired of fucking seeing zombies in my games. I'm tired of it. But when you can put it off, and I'm not just saying it because it's Resident Evil. Maybe I am a little bit. But zombies, they're just scary. There's a shot in the extended trailer where Leon's facing off a few of them, and one of the a female zombie grabs onto him. The noise she makes, proper squealing and shit, all that shit. It's like, that's what I want to fucking see. You know, we've had the, you know, we've had that shit. I want to see, you know, I'm not a fucking psycho. I fucking am, actually. Do you know what I'm talking about, though? I want to see some fucking depth. I want to see some impact and shit. I want to see some disturbing shit. The zombies look great in this. They sound great. When you shoot them, when they get up from the ground, like, and when they fucking get killed, the noise they make when they go down, you know, it's, I hope there's loads of different sound versions, sound bites, you know, all that shit. I hope there's loads of different enemy sounding zombies, man. I really do. The bullet impact is what I'm happy with. I read this first. The fact that you shoot a zombie, the bullet, like say you, let's forget about the head for now. Let's say you shoot a zombie there, the bullets will still be there, like the bullet marks and shit, you know. That's cool. That's really good. I like that. It's nothing worse, especially in this day and age when you kill a zombie, for example. This is another thing as well, and they disappear. You know what I mean? It's like, I shot you, where the fuck you gone? It's alright if like you go into another area for like 10 minutes, come back and they're gone then. It's like, ah, fuck it, that's alright. But when they just disappear, I hate that shit. But, I know it's kind of off subject, but it kind of ties in. But I like the bullet mark. I hope that's the same for other enemy types as well. Lickers, dogs. What else have we got in RE2? They're like the main ones really, aren't they? Lickers, zombies and dogs. And then you've got the bosses. You've got spiders as well, tarantulas. Oh, I can't wait to see. I'm jumping the gun now, but fuck it. I can't wait to see that. There's something going around at the moment that the crocodile or the alligator is in it. Cool. Hunk and Tofu are still going to be in this game, which is great. Do you know what? I don't think, as a vet as I am, I think I've only played as Tofu once, and I think most of us kind of identify with that because you don't need to. It's fucking stupid. It's so fucking random, isn't it? But yeah, playing Hunk though, the Fourth Survivor Hunk. Yeah, that would be interesting. I wonder if it'd be as hard as the original game. I found it hard anyway. People can do that speed run with like just no sweat. Like, another thing I like is Leon's dialogue in the moment when you're playing as him. This is something I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about either. You know, he says shit when he's confronted by a zombie in this demo. He's like going, asshole, asshole, and all that shit. And there's this one particular great line which I just absolutely love. And again, zombies are coming at him, and the zombie is right up to his face, and he's shooting. And as he's shooting, he says, shit! It's just brilliant. It's just fucking brilliant to have that. Shit! You know, it's just that sense of urgency, and it's not RE6. You know, that sense of just, fucking hell, what's going on here? The shit, just in the moment, that makes you, as the player, feel even more like, oh shit, do you know what I mean? It's fucking good. Shit! You know, him saying stuff as well, like, you got this, and all that stuff, just to reiterate, look, I'm fucking new on the job here. Things are different in this as well. I mean, again, this is, from the looks of it, a reimagining. And I do think, I've said this before, but I'll say it again, there is a difference. There has to be a difference between a remake and a reimagining. There is in my head, anyway. Almost finished this coffee. I don't think I'll ever like the remodel of Claire. she looks like a stranger to me, you know? She doesn't remind me of Claire. She's got Claire's outfit on, but she doesn't look like Claire to me. If you play Resident Evil 2, the character model and the cutscene model, you compare that to Code Veronica, you can see that resemblance. You take Code Veronica and you take Revelations 2, you can kind of see it still there. This is completely alien to me. I don't know what to make of Claire except that I don't like her. I don't like her character model. Sherry is Sherry, you know. She's got, you know, you stick a young girl with blonde hair and Sherry's clothes on there, you're gonna get Sherry basically. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't look like the original Sherry again, but I'm not too bothered about her. Do you know what I mean? She could just, anyone could play Sherry is what I'm trying to say, pretty much. That's just how I feel. So there's that. Another thing I'm not too sure on, there's two shots that I saw anyway of Mr. X. There's one with his back turned towards the camera, and there's one right at the very end where you see a glimpse of him like kind of opening like a cell or a gate, something like that. I don't like him. The first shot I did, but the second shot, he's got like a square face and a fucking hat now. What's it called? What's fucking? I don't. What's with the hat? Who fucking designed this fucking creature in the Resident Evil 2 reimagining, remake, whatever universe, and said, for Mr. X, we got everything fucking down. We're gonna put this hat on you, alright? We're gonna put this hat on you just to kind of complete the outfit, alright? Like, what? Fucking, he didn't have a hat in the first one. I know this is a reimagining. Just, I don't get the hat thing. I'm not pissed about it. What I'm more pissed about is how, I'm not pissed about it, but what I'm more like, I'm not too sure what I think about that, is his face in general, you know? Just not feeling it. Just not feeling it. And then we have a quick shot of what I believe to be Birkins. There's only one Birkin kind of. Yeah. I think he actually comes in from behind Mr. X. Maybe like comes through. I don't know what's going on there. The facial animation. Oh my god, the facial animation. There's so many times I've been looking at the demo and there's a shot of Leon. He opens this kind of this what do you call it, like a great door, something like that. Do you know what I mean? It goes up, but it doesn't go up all the way. He has to get on his belly and like slide forward. He gets this torch like that, and he's looking. There's a shot of him. He's like squinting his eyes and shit. Oh fucking hell, man! I love this kind of facial animation shit. You know what I mean? That scene with him and Marvin as well. It looks kind of weird. I can kind of just see the actor's face, and then everything else just doesn't seem to fit on that particular character. I don't know what it is. Marvin looks a bit weird to me. It still looks amazing. I appreciate the technology, but there's something quite off about him. The voice acting as well as the facial animation, the acting in general, you know, itself is really top notch. And if it's anything like 7, then I think we're in for a fucking good time, you know. So the facial animation, the graphics itself, you know, I did say at the beginning that I didn't really like what I saw, but everything just changed when I saw that demo, especially the demo, and the extended trailer. The puzzles as well. This looks like we got the notes back as well. The little, that's not going anywhere. But it looks like they're doing proper concrete puzzles in Resident Evil. I mean, the puzzles in the Resident Evil series have been lackluster, really, haven't they? There's been nothing really that's been like, how the fuck do I get past here? You know, no head scratchers, no, just not to the extent of the old games. You know, it's true. It's true. In this game, you've got one that we've seen where you've got to guess your co-workers' like names, their initials, and put it in this lock. And they even say that this is going to be your first test kind of thing. So maybe that's actually your first main puzzle to solve as well, which is kind of cool, you know. The fact that this game will have cutscenes as well is really, really appealing because I want to see Birkin's transformation again, you know. I want to see the introduction of Mr. X when he comes down. The fact that this will be also 2 campaigns still. I think from what I understand, you get to play as Leon, you get to play as Claire, 2 different campaigns. What I'm not so sure on is if you can do what you did with the first game, which was play as Leon first, then Claire and see what happened with her story, or play as Claire first and then see where Leon ended up on his side of things. I think what's going to happen in this game, could be dead wrong, is you're going to have 1 campaign for Leon and 1 campaign for Claire. That's it. There's going to be 2 campaigns as opposed to 4. So if that happens, that happens. I ain't got a problem with that because they've still got Hunk, they've still got Tofu, as much as I don't give a fuck about Tofu. It looks like we've got some core elements back from the original game, which I love. And the fact that this is blatantly going to be way bigger, not an issue for me. Not an issue for me at all, you know? Having a campaign for Leon and then Claire, for instance, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to choose which one you go to first, you know? That's part of the excitement, though. If it turns out to be 4 campaigns, then shut my mouth, that's great. But I'd be happy with 2 longer, expansive, more interesting campaigns, you know? Do you know what? The more I talk about this game, the more I get a bit more of a buzz for it. I really have been confused for so long. 5 days, so long for me. I've been thinking about it. It's been on my mind constantly in work, when I get back from work, when I wake up. It's like, how the fuck do I feel about this game? And I think really what I needed was to talk to you guys, or if anything, to this fucking camera and unload as this therapy session. You know what I mean? I am hyped for it, but not as much as I want to be. I know this game is going to be great. I know it's going to be fantastic. I know it will be. I think the only thing that's missing is that Resident Evil 2 vibe. I heard some very somber music play that was just like, that plays when you encounter a zombie in this game, you know. It's like, you know, oh shit, here we go. It's all kicking off. But I didn't hear any Resident Evil 2 remixes, you know, like the save room theme. I heard if you pre-order this special edition or digitally or something, one of the editions, you know, I haven't even looked at that yet, you know what I mean, that you could play through the game with the Resident Evil 2 old school music on. That's pretty cool. There's some other bonuses as well, but again, I haven't looked into these. You know, a lot of people, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. If people, I've heard people say this, right, when it comes to like the fixed camera and pre-rendered backgrounds and all that stuff, that one of the biggest, trust me, I know this shit, I've been looking around a lot at comments like this, but they're one of the biggest conversation pieces for people who like over-the-shoulder third person is, think how much detail you'd miss if it was pre-rendered or fixed camera. That's the fucking point. That's the fucking point. We miss shit the first time round. Like, there'd be moments in the first game, second game, third game, the remake, Code Veronica, where we'd search a random area and we'd find a fucking random box of handgun ammo. There'd be no indication, there'd be no like glistening light, you know, to indicate that that was there. It's about searching for it and being just really rummaging through anything, just getting through the same text like, there's nothing here, it's a wasted desk, there's nothing here, it's a wasted desk. Alright, I searched that, let me search this area, there's nothing here, nothing. Oh, a random box of fucking handgun ammo, shotgun ammo, whatever the fuck, you know. I like that. I like. Did you find that fucking handgun ammo in the basement second floor? No, I didn't. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? I like that shit. I like talking about what did you find. You know what I mean? In these games, everything's marked. Like, you don't have to be right up to it. You could be like 4 meters away from something, and there'd be a little icon saying there's something you can pick up here. That kind of fucks with me a bit, because that's not survival horror in its entirety. That's giving a helping hand, you know. I hope they do something for like a harder difficulty like they did with 7. I hope they go hard on us in this game. Like, I would quite happily see normal mode, no checkpoints. No, don't do fucking checkpoints on normal mode. They're going to do checkpoints on normal mode, I know they will, but you can't have checkpoints in horror games, you know what I mean? Because that's just another. Although I did appreciate them in 7. My God, especially when I got to that boat. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, this feels like a new series now. Like, air this out. Resident Evil 6, that was the end of the series. This is one possibility. I'm not saying this is actual fact, but in my head, this is one possibility. It ended with 6. When Resident Evil 7 came out, this is only apparent now that the remakes, the Resident Evil 2, is it a fucking remake? Anyway, this is only apparent now that the new game's been announced, but because they both feel kind of similar, I know 4 and 5 did, and 5 and 6 did kind of thing, but this is like a new engine, everything like that. It kind of feels like to me that Resident Biohazard 7 is now the first in a new series. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this Resident Evil 2 game is the second in the series. Does that make sense? It does in my head. Because of the feel, the engine, just how things are now. You know what I mean? Which I'd be down for, to be perfectly honest. I think Resident Evil died pretty much when they fucked up Wesker and killed him in 5 in that stupid over-the-top way. You know, that's just that. So, you never know. We might be able to see a different Wesker in this kind of new series, if that's a possibility. You know, could be dead wrong, but I think it's time, really, isn't it? Like, you fucked up. A lot of fans love 6 and 5, all that stuff, but that's fair play. That's where they grew up on. That's what they know. But for an old timer like me, you know, it pretty much died around 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. There are some brutal scenes in this game. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are some other things I want to talk about. I'm not done yet. Obviously discussed very briefly the fucking flesh coming from that cop's neck in the E3 reveal trailer. But also there's that scene in the demo where someone's like, come on, give me your other hand, and Leon's pulling him and he comes out with no legs. It's like, oh God. Like, it's proper guts, man. There's proper guts and blood and everything like that. I like new shit like this, you know what I mean? There is a bit, which always, you know, you have to expect this from the beginning, where Leon goes into a particular room in the original game, and you don't see the liquor go across the window. You know, if I didn't see that scene, and I played the game blind, I would be thinking, they're not going to put the liquor right there now. Because one of the great things about the original remake was that it was just surprising. What the fuck? That was supposed to happen. Oh, it does, but at a different time. I love that shit, man. Who didn't? You know what I mean? I can't wait for shit like that to happen in this game. I hope it does. It looks like it is. I want to see how they tackle the liquor on the ceiling again, like the first encounter. How they're going to top that, if they will top it. You know, it's hard to top that iconic scene. And Leon does his... What's his name? Sam Beckett, is it? Quantum Leap impression? Oh boy. Imagine being Sam Beckett. Is that his name? And being thrown into Leon's situation right there as he sees the liquor. What a fucking horrible intro to your new life. Oh boy. Anyway, that's fucking off topic. I do this a lot. I don't know what the fuck's going on in my head. But scenes like that, I'm really happy to see, man. I'm really happy to look forward to and experience. The system where your health kind of flashes, fine, caution, danger, that's kind of neat as well. I can't remember if this, like, your inventory management is going to be real time, or if there's a pause. I think it's going to be done in real time, which has to be done. Has to be done all in real time. You can't have a breather. Your only breather in this game is if you pause the fucking game, or failing that, if you go into a save room. And there better be save room music. I just hope that... I'm not hoping for the original music for... excuse me, for Resident Evil 2 to come in here. I am, however, hoping for remixes. I want remixes. Just like they did with the original. Have that save room music from Resident Evil 2, but just maybe slow it down a bit. Doom, 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 doom. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? I want some fucking good remixes in this game, you know? Make me feel Resident Evil 2 again. Because that's the only thing that's kind of missing. I've got a bit of it. I've got a bit of that feel. Every game in the series has its own feel. Every game anyway has its own feel, but Resident Evil 2 has a specific feel to it because of the ambience, the music, the noises, just the situation. It's got a feel to it. I just wish I had that back for this game. I'm hoping. Failing it though, I'm open to new ventures. You know what I'm talking about? So that is it. That's where I'm at right now. I'm still a little bit confused, but I think talking to this camera, to you guys, has helped me kind of clarify a lot of things, and that's what this camera is for me. Predominantly, it's a form of therapy. So, if you made it to this, if you made it to this point, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your fucking time. All right. I don't know how long I've been going now, but I'm guessing it's around the 25-30 minute mark. It'd be funny to go back on this, but yeah, let me know what you think about this game in the comments, and I'd be very much interested to hear from people that I know and from my subscribers, from people who are new to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, like A to Z. Like, what did you think when you first saw the trailer? What did you think after having seen it? And then what have you thought ever since then? You know what I mean? How many times have you seen the trailers, you know? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? You know what I mean? Let me know, because so far, I'm like one out of 4 or 5 people online that have initially seen this as a disappointment. Not anymore though. I think that's helped. Well, once again, thank you very much for your time, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this particular subject for Resident Evil 2. I'm just going to call it Resident Evil 2 because fuck knows. I don't know if I should call it a remake, a reimagining, or a reboot. I think that the meanings are all different. What do you think this is? Let me know down in those fucking comments. Okay, guys, well, thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you when I see you.